Hey, what is going on, everybody? You already know it is Wednesday. It's 6:30, and you already tuned into Out of the Box Show. Them 215 boys. My name is Paul Spencer. Of course, I got my right hand over here. My little brother, Cowboy Dave Yarnell. What's going on, brother?
Hey, boy, how are you?
I'm doing ecstatic, man. I'm doing ecstatic. Tonight, Matt's out. He's doing a little recreational activity. He's bowling now, so he's going to be giving
Bowling?
us a new time frame.
Bowling? What's bowling?
Yeah, that's what happens when you're a Cowboy fan. Sometimes you got to do a little recreational activity to get your mind off of things. But Dave, let me tell you, man. Last week we talked about the draft, you, myself, and Matt, and we
Mhm.
talked about needs and everything, Dave. And let me tell you, a lot of people didn't like this draft, Dave. But I'll tell you one thing, man. I'm ecstatic for this name. A lot of names that we have, not big names, but players that fit this team, Dave. What do you think?
I'm excited. I thought it was great. I thought we did really well. I really did. I mean, the picks that we had, some were
Mm-hmm.
but we did okay.
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of players out there, Dave. Listen, we didn't take the players from Georgia like the other teams did. Dave will be right back. He's having a little technical difficulties, real quick. Real quick. Mike Fuji, what's going on, Fuji? How you doing, brother? Thanks for checking in. I appreciate you. Let's see. We have Adam Glenn saying "Fly Eagles Fly." Well, yeah, you can. We're happy you're checking in, of course. But hey, you fly as far as you can go, but you always finish second place, and it's not a big deal to me. So. But Dave will be back in a second here. We'll get him back on the stream. But, speaking of, there he is. There's my boy Dave. Um, Dave, like I said, with Georgia, we didn't go to a lot of teams from Georgia, Alabama, players like that. But we didn't get the
Right.
names. But the players that we have are positional players, and they
Mhm.
fit the Cowboy mold, the scheme here. The philosophy of the Dallas Cowboys. Not name driven, but positional players, Dave.
Right.
I mean, what did you think when we were going into the draft day? We sat here and we did a live show. Of course, you joined us. And
Yep.
what were you thinking, like going into the draft? Like, are we going to screw this up? Are we going to be? Is this going to be a right day? What's going to happen here? What were you
No,
thinking?
I wasn't too upset. I mean, I wasn't thinking that we were going to screw it up because Cowboys usually draft well. They normally do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Right,
we've
right.
in the past we've had some. I mean, Parsons, Lamb. I mean, guys like
Mm-hmm.
that. We've done does well in the draft. Even our linebacker, I can't think of his name. 55. Help me out here. Van Der Esch. Van Der Esch. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I mean, like I said, Dallas does well in the draft. I was excited. Like I said, I think our main purpose this year was to go defense, and that's what we did most of it. I mean, if you think about it, you know, which
Yeah, I
which
mean,
is something,
we'll
you
get
know.
to. Yeah, we're going to go round by round here, Dave, and we'll talk about it. But
Hmm.
I want to recap something on the show. Last Wednesday night, prior to Thursday night's draft, we went around the table and we all had a pretty consensus where we wanted to go: linebacker, running back, offensive line, and defensive tackle. And we addressed those four issues in the first four rounds, Dave.
I think we
Not running
covered
back,
it.
but yeah, we didn't get a running back in the first four rounds. But we'll talk about a generational player that I love. His heart. He has a story with the Dallas Cowboys. His father
Hmm.
is a recruiter for the Dallas Cowboys in the Fort Worth area. We'll
Hmm.
talk about him. But, I rewatched the show, Dave, and I remember I had to pat myself on the back. I couldn't believe I did this, actually. But I wanted Jamar Gibbs the first round. If Robinson fell to us, I wanted Robinson. If Gibbs
Hmm.
fell to us, I wanted him first round. But Detroit Lions shocked the hell out of me, took him, with
Yeah,
the
they did.
second pick that they had,
Hmm.
which left the door open. And Dave, I remember on that show last Wednesday night, I said three names I told you to write down.
Hmm.
And correct me if I'm wrong. The first one I mentioned was Mozzie Smith. Was I right or
Yeah,
wrong?
you said that. You did. You mentioned
The
Mozzie Smith.
second one I said, yep. The second one I said I'm going to stay with Michigan. And how about we talk about Luke Schoonmaker?
Yeah, the tight end from Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
A good pick.
Mm-hmm.
Kid's a blocking tight end though, from what I'm reading. Is that right?
Yeah, he's a very good. He's a very good tight end. He's a very good blocking tight end. Not a lot of pass catches. He's a good route runner. But
Hmm.
Michigan runs that ball. Michigan runs that ball behind Blake Corum last year.
Hmm.
So that's exactly what we needed. I mean, yes, we lost Schultz. We'll talk about that. We lost Schultz, but when you have Hendershot and Ferguson, who are great pass catchers as well.
Hmm.
But Dave, you remember last year when we drafted for Ferguson and Hendershot, I said they're not pass catching tight ends. Well, they turned out to be pretty damn good in pass catching last year.
Well, Ferguson did. I mean, my God, he had some nice catches last season, if I
Mm-hmm.
recall. Yeah, he did.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yep. And the other name I wanted to say was Demarvon Overshawn. I was
Yeah,
so high on this kid.
I know nothing about this kid. I keep hearing good things about him, but I don't know. Help me out. I mean, I really don't know much about him. I mean,
Well, Dave, we're going to break it down.
I know he's a linebacker from Texas. That's all I know. I mean,
we're gonna break it down round by round, Dave. We're gonna talk about who we picked here. So you know what? Hey, let's get into it. Some comments real quick. There's Danny. You can check him out every Friday night, Big Blue Power Hour. He says, "Go Giants." And regarding Adam Glenn's comment here, he said, "Fly Eagles fly." Well,
Gotcha.
Danny has the exact comment I have. He said, "Fly into a mountain." Very good. We appreciate that, Danny. That's right.
Hey, Dan, real quick. Sorry about your Rangers, bro. I know that was a tough series for you guys. I really. Yeah.
It was, wasn't it? It was a tough series.
Yeah,
I mean, it's so bad. I give Dan credit because he does a show, New York Rangers on Ice. Does a very well job. So yeah, he kept it real on losses and wins. So it was a really good show with him.
I was with him pregame shows a lot of times. I was watching his pregame shows, and he did a really good job. I was very impressed. And
he did.
Yeah, and I just felt bad because I know that Game 7 was rough. So yeah.
Well, let's get into it, Dave. Let's talk about round one here. Mozzie Smith, defensive tackle, Michigan University.
Yeah.
Dave, what do you know about this kid? I'll let you go first. Would you like me to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
It wasn't. I don't think it was the pick everybody wanted for the Cowboys for the first round. I think it was a very surprising pick, to be honest with you. But from what I've read for this kid, he stops the run really well. If I'm wrong about it, I don't think I am. But yeah, he stops the run well. I don't know his size at this point. I don't have that on me, but he's a pretty big dude from what I've seen. 6'4", I think 6'5". Is that right?
Yep.
Something like that. Yeah. So I mean, like I said, we definitely needed a run stopper for our defense because we didn't have that. We couldn't stop the run to save our lives last season. So putting this kid in the middle, he can only make it better. I mean,
exactly. I mean, I love this pick, Dave. I mean, he's not the big name, as I said. He's Mozzie Smith from Michigan. He's not a fundamental off-the-ball guy who can get to the quarterback on every down. It's not going to happen. But he fits the scheme with the Dallas Cowboys because what did we need, Dave? We needed that run stopper right in the middle.
Right.
That old-school nose tackle who's going to take his lunchbox to work and say, line me up, sit me down, and let me go. That's what this kid does. 6'4", 315, run stopper. And, Dave, the thing was, yes, he's not a big name pick, but let's talk about it, Dave. You put him next to Nevin Gallimore, Dorrance Armstrong, okay? And now we all know Micah Parsons moving to defensive end this year, as we just heard earlier from Matt. So with DeMarcus Lawrence, that rotation is going to be pretty damn stout.
Sure.
And this guy in the middle, he can line up against Jason Kelsey. He can line up against any guard in the NFC East, anywhere in the league. He can line up on any center, any guard, and play ball all day long. So I'm very happy about this, Dave. I mean, it's a big run power in the middle, so I'm happy about this play.
I mean,
I give it an A+, Dave. I really do.
I do too. But like I said, I went back and I was looking at a lot of Cowboy fans for the pick, and that wasn't exactly what they wanted. But I said, Tyler Smith last season, we didn't know anything about this kid, and all of a sudden he stepped up and did a great job. So I think this kid Nazi, if they work with him, I'm sure he'll be all right.
No, I agree 100%, David. A lot of people look at the drafts and they say, oh, well, Mike Mayock, whatever his name is, Todd McShay, whatever. Oh, they want this guy, that guy. Well, a lot of people just look at that draft and say, oh, he's not a big name. Well, he was third on my board on defensive side of the ball and rotation-wise. Eagles got Jalen Carter. We got Mozzie Smith. This is exactly what we needed right here. It fits the bill for the Dallas Cowboys, a run stopper in the middle. I don't care about names, Dave. Just like last year, you made a great point right there. Tyler Smith. Okay, nobody knew who this kid was, Dave. Nobody knew who this kid was. When we took him, I was like, wow, not what I wanted, but think about what he can be. And look what he did, Dave. He played left tackle. He played left guard. Without a doubt, he finished third in Pro Bowl balloting to finish on the All-Pro team. Great player, great fundamental scheme. I'm happy with this Mozzie Smith pick, and I love it. Love it.
It was so funny when Tyron went down. Tyler stepped up right on target, right on cue. So this kid, I mean, defensive tackle, Michigan. The way I look at it, Dan Quinn's going to make this kid a stud. And
did you see the Twitter or ESPN showed it as well? Micah Parsons, when he was in there sitting in the
I was just going to say that, but go ahead.
Read the text. My boy didn't let me down. Dan Quinn picked him. I'm all about that. He was so hyped up because, I read a tweet from Micah Parsons. He says, I love Big Ten football. Of course, he's from Penn State. It's all about the Michigan life. So he was like, this boy is down and out nasty in the trenches. Now you're going to have to deal with him, Gallimore, and you're going to have to deal with Lawrence on the other side. And you can now listen. You got Hank Haskins coming off the rotation too, a big body from last year too that we re-signed on a 1-year deal this year. So that defensive rotation is going to be pretty damn good, Dave. I love this pick. Not the name, but I love this kid.
I just hope that his work mentality just not like a laziness type deal, because I think if this kid really wants to work and make hard, he could be really turn some heads, you know.
Yeah, I think he's going to be great. I can't wait to see him, and I love the number. He already chose number 58.
58, yeah, I like it. Yeah,
58 on the defensive line. You know, it reminds me of like a linebacker. But hey, I don't care what number you do as long as you ball out. I could care less.
Well, with these guys changing numbers all the time, you know, I mean, it's like
it's crazy. It's crazy. So now I got to go out and buy number 58 again. The jersey of 58.
I know which one I don't. When we get to him, I'm going to tell you which one I want. But go ahead. I'm excited about that.
Okay, all right. Well, Dave, I mean, what grade do you give? Give us a solid A+, Dave. So
I'll give it a B-, B+. I mean, like I said, the kid's got to prove himself, and I think he's going to. I mean, that could change, but for now, I got to B+, B+, somewhere around there.
All right. Based on what he did in college, I'm going to give him an A+ because it's exactly what we need to run stop.
What do you have? Half a sack in college? I mean, come on, he didn't have many sacks in college, from what I read. So I mean,
he had 1.5 last year. It was 1.5 last year, but. Dave, if you look at his, what we call unstatted box scores, where you see what he does off the ball, how many tackles he assists on to, if I'm playing next to you, Dave, and I'm demanding a double team, you're getting all the sacks. That's what he does.
I'll take it.
He likes to eat, but he likes to share the wealth to let everybody eat on the defensive line.
Nothing wrong with that, and I think with being a rookie and being with these, these veterans, I mean, he's only going to get better.
Exactly. And if you didn't think like Tyler Smith, our first pick last year, then we're Cowboy Nation. You're in for one.
Yes, you are.
Well, Dave, let's go on to round 2 here. Now, let's talk about it. We lost Dalton Schultz to the Texans down there, a little bit southern than us.
Yeah.
We went out and we stayed with Michigan. A lot of people said, "Who the hell was this guy?" I watched a lot of draft shows, and they were like, "Who? Why?" Well, I guess you don't watch the Dallas Cowboys because Dallas likes to run the ball first now. And that's what we're going to do. The West Coast quick offense, run the ball, quick slants. This guy is a blocking tight end that fills the need on the Dallas Cowboys. I love this kid.
I mean, now we're carrying 3 tight ends now that we get rid of Schultz, and this kid could, I mean, he's, from what I've seen, not only can he block, but he can catch too. So best of both worlds, the way I look at it,
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't a big pass catcher in college, Dave. I mean, he was more of a run blocker. But anybody that watches Michigan football, they know they're a power running team. They love to run the ball, and they utilize these tight ends to block. If you can't block, you don't play. And that's what I love about Shoemaker. He's a blocking tight end that can get all over the field, too. He has speed, he has hands, and he has a great route tree, too. But the main thing is he's going to be a blocker. And this shows me that, listen, we're going to be running the ball a lot this year with 2 tight ends and a back in the backfield. So I love this pick as well. Not the big name, Dave. I give it a B+. I don't know how his pass catching is going to be with this scheme, but he has the weapons to spread the field here. That's what I love about Shoemaker.
I'll give it a B+ too. I agree with that. This kid, I mean, like I said, we're carrying 3 tight ends. Ferguson, I mean, this kid Shoon. I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's really not. And like I said, Dak loves tight ends. He loves his tight ends. So to me, it's a win.
The only way I'm not going to give him an A, Dave, is because I'm still on the Dalton Schultz train. Okay,
yeah, I am
he's
too.
A great pass catcher. He's Dak's best friend on third down. He doesn't get the yards after the catch. He catches, he falls, he goes down. But to me, Shoemaker is that blocking tight end, and the only disadvantage is I want to see his route catching in an actual game in the NFL. That's what I want to see. But everybody talks about the blocking, which I am in love with the kids blocking. That's why I give it a B+, because it's a positional player that fills Dallas's needs. Since we're going to the West Coast offense, I love this pick as well.
I know it. I'm with you. I'm excited about the pick too, and I give it a B+ also. I mean, like I said, blocking tight end, and like I said, I was watching highlights of this kid. He can catch the ball. I mean, at times so.
Well, a lot of people look at it. They said Michigan. Okay, Michigan. Why don't they throw the ball? Why don't they throw the ball? Listen, they run the ball a lot. I mean, they had a Heisman candidate, Blake Corum, last year, who went down 3 weeks before the BCS championship game, and they had to throw the ball then because they had to keep up with a TCU offense, which we've seen that game. That was a barn burner. That was just an insane game that they actually, lost that game in a barn burner shootout, and that's something Michigan doesn't do. But it took
Right.
a lot of players out of Michigan's scheme. They don't throw the ball out. They run the ball. They run the ball. They like to keep the score low, and that defense was nasty as well. That's why I love Shoemaker on defense. Yeah, I mean on offense and Mozzie Smith on defense. You can't go wrong with these two picks.
Well,
Not the name picks, but I love them. I love these picks. Really do.
Cowboys going Big Ten in first 2 rounds. Pretty good.
Exactly. Let's go third round, Dave. Let's talk about the third round here.
Okay.
Dave, I am so high on this guy right now.
This kid's a beast. I've heard so much of. I mean, like I said, I haven't heard much about him, but from what I've heard of people telling me, this kid, he's nasty.
Dave, I tell you, I love watching this kid. This kid reminds me of a Roy Williams from Oklahoma. He can play safety. He can play corner. He can play linebacker. He can play DN. He even lined up last year at nose tackle.
Okay? I love it.
And got in the backfield. This kid has so much speed. And Dave, last week we had Steve on a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
I remember mentioning his name, and he's like, "This kid is on high on so many draft boards. Whoever gets him, it's a steal." And Dave, third round for I think the second to third best linebacker in the NFL draft this year. I love this pick. I haven't seen this kid play in the NFL yet, Dave. But you know what? I got to give this kid an A+ based on motor, effort, power, scheme, everything this kid has. If he brings it to the NFL level, good God.
Well, I love the fact the Cowboys looked in their backyard. They finally looked in their backyard and saw something they liked in Texas. So this, that's a good thing.
And it's not going to be the only time they looked in the backyard tonight, Dave. We'll get into another
right.
Looked in the backyard as well. Actually in the war room. We'll talk about that a little bit later too.
Right.
Dan, Dave Overshawn is just an incredible specimen of player here. I mean, he can line up any position on the field. A 3-year starter at Texas, a walk in from a transfer to Texas. Based on what he can do, Dave, this kid is nasty. Now, Dave, let's talk about something real quick.
I've seen highlights of this kid. He's good. Go ahead.
Now let's talk about something real quick. If Jabril Cox comes back healthy next year, okay, think about this: Van Der Esch, Jabril Cox, and Overshawn in the linebacking core. Scary. LVE can play his position in the middle because we know he's not east, west, north, and south. He's a north and south guy. Basically south downhill attacking. Let him play the middle. Let Overshawn and let Jabril Cox play the outside edge. Cover the tight end if you have to, because Overshawn's speed, he can cover a damn wide receiver. He's lined up at corner before and held his own. So I love this pick, Dave. I love it. Like I said, he's never played in the NFL yet, but Dave, based on ability, scheme, and what I've seen in college, I got to go A+ with this kid.
I'm with you. I'll go A+ too. I think it's a great pick. I really do.
I have to say A+ with this kid. I mean, I think. I'm sorry, Mozzie Smith, but I think Overshawn. I've seen the number today. I wrote it down somewhere. I forgot what number he is. I'm going out and I'm getting his number right away. That's the first jersey I'm buying this year, Dave.
I got you. Not the jersey I want, but we'll get to him eventually.
Exactly. All right, so let's move on, Dave. Let's go to our next pick here. Now we already have a Simi Fiacco on the field at wide receiver.
I forgot about Simi. That's right, we do. That's right.
Yep, yeah. We do have Simi. First thing I looked at, I was like, okay, I've seen this kid play at San Jose State. Bielami Fiacco. I had to look up. I was like, is this guy related? I tweeted. I was going to say, is there any relation? I was just going to ask, any relation? No,
I don't know.
No relations at all. So I was kind of surprised with that. But this kid, a lot of people are like, who the hell is this guy? Who is this guy? I didn't watch a lot of film on him, Dave, but the film that I did watch on this kid, it impressed me. The kid's not big size. He's undersized at his position, but his motor and his ability he doesn't bum rush, but he uses specified moves, Dave. Swim moves, stunts, twists. And he has that Marcus Ware move where he's up and under.
He's an edge guy, right? From what I'm reading.
He's an edge guy.
Right, okay.
He's a defensive end, Dave, but he's going to give a lot of depth there. I mean, if Parsons comes out of play, you can throw him at the end over there. If Lawrence comes out of play, you can put him in there. It's a rotational pick, Dave, which I love. I'm going to go B with this one here. Yeah.
I'll go B. I'll say B too. B+. One or the other.
So he's a little bit undersized. He's a little bit undersized out there, but he has the speed. And we all know Dan Quinn's defense, Dave. It's not about how power you are. It's all
Nope.
about speed and
Yep.
technique.
Mm-hmm.
11
Yep.
guys, one ball, fly to the ball, and this kid fits the bill as a scheme Dallas Cowboy defensive player. I love the pick. I love the pick as well.
I'll tell you now, Dan Quinn is licking his chops. He cannot wait to get this thing going.
He can't wait. I mean, he has players. I mean, Dave. Back in the draft, last couple of years, we've always said, okay, offensive side of the ball, we're going offense, offense. Give Dak the weapons. Give Zeke.
That's what the Cowboys are about, offense.
Yeah, but now Dan Quinn is sitting there finally saying, I'm getting the pieces to make this defense better. Mm-hmm. And I love it. I love what we've done.
I'm excited.
3 defensive players in the first 4 picks for us. I love it.
I didn't see that coming, to be honest with you. I thought we'd go offense in one of the 3 rounds, but, it is what it is.
I did too. Well, let's go to our round 5 pick, Dave. Another defensive end, Dave. Another defensive end here, okay?
Richards, yeah.
Yep, and I'm sorry, I misread it. I put the wrong banner up there. He is from North Carolina. I put the wrong one up there, actually, when I was trying to hurry back home. But he is from North Carolina, and his motor is the same way. A little bit undersized, Dave, but the speed and technique. And this was another depth move, Dave. And this is an offensive tackle as well. I'm sorry. This is an offensive tackle. Okay. So he's going to be a positional player to, let's just say, if Tyler Smith gets hurt. Let's say if Tyron Smith gets hurt. God help us if Terrence Steele gets hurt.
Well, we know Tyrod never lasts a season. We know that, so But go ahead.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. I mean, offensive tackle, which I apologize, I wrote it wrong there because I flipped the thing when I was.
That's okay.
But yeah, it's all good. He's an offensive tackle. He's a depth move, Dave. I love this pick. Big size, 323, I believe it was 6'5", 6'6", 320. Fits the bill for the Dallas Cowboys O line. Because it tells you we're going to run this ball this year, picking up Luke Schoonmaker as well.
Hey, I'm good with it.
So, yeah, I didn't watch him a lot in college. I didn't watch a lot of North Carolina football. I really didn't. North Carolina didn't fit my bill. So, the only thing I like about North Carolina football is Drake May, their quarterback, who should be the consensus, probably number 2 quarterback next year. You heard it here first.
Next year? Gotcha. Yep. Okay.
Yep. But, yeah, let's go on to Eric Stott.
Okay. Yes. Southern Miss, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I thought he was Southern Miss.
Mexico.
I thought I got Southern Mississippi.
I wrote them all down wrong, actually, because I was doing them real fast. I was
quarterback, Southern Mississippi. Eric Scott Jr. Yep.
Yeah, I wrote them all wrong here. I messed up the whole thing.
That's okay.
A little bit earlier.
Don't mind us. We mess up all the time.
But this guy here, to me, okay, the only downfall to me, David, this guy here is his size, okay? Mm-hmm. He lacks size. He's 5'10", which I don't like. He's 5'10".
Yeah.
He's a ball hawk. But, I mean, you got wide receivers. Let's look at our division, man. You
he can probably jump, though, right? That's why he probably can jump. That's why he's
a very good ball hawk, Dave. He's a very big ball hawk as well. But
okay.
In this division, I mean, you can have speed, but if you're going to cover, A.J. Brown can move to the slot. Devontae Smith has the biggest high point I've ever seen from a small wide receiver going to get the ball. That's something where he's going to have to work on, but he's not going to be a plug and play guy, Dave. He's going to be a depth move as well for us.
Gotcha.
Okay. You got to figure the corners. You got to figure the corners that we have, Dave. I mean, you got Stephon Gilmore coming in, okay?
Which I'm very excited about.
Yeah. And you got Diggs as well. And you still got Malik Hooker as well, playing safety to give you over the top. And let's not forget about Jordan Lewis too,
What's up? Jordan Lewis, he still has one more year on his contract with the boys, right? Is that right?
He has 1 year left.
I thought he did. Okay, I thought he did. Yeah, okay.
Yep. Yeah, because it was Hooker that we signed on a 2-year minimum deal this year.
That's what it was. Okay, I knew it was one or the other.
Gilmore, and the Gilmore was a very cheap price, very cheap that we grabbed him. But yeah, regarding the corner, I think it's a depth move. It's okay with me. I'm fine with it. I don't think he's going to see the field, Dave. He'll probably be a special teamer if he plays this year, unless barring an injury. I can't see an injury. If an injury happens, he's going to have to fight for time because you still have Anthony Brown coming off injury. You have Israel Okamara coming off. He's going to be number 3 corner this year, the way he played last year.
Yeah.
Of course, we have Deron Bland as well. So, I mean,
I love the fact we have these options. I love it. It's great.
Yes. And you're going to be fighting for time. You're going to be fighting for time.
Absolutely.
It's going to be it's pretty solid right now. You can check it. There's Joe Sullivan checking in. You can check out Joe every Tuesday night at Extra Innings at 8 p.m. talking all baseball prospects all the way to the MLB. And in about another hour, you can check out Joe Sullivan. I'm now wondering what team he's going to be rocking tonight. He is doing
What's
the
up,
Washington
Sully?
Commanders. So check that out tonight. College Football Frenzy. We'll be flipping into the NFC East. Joe's will be covering the Commanders. I have the Cowboys. Dan has the
Ooh.
Giants. And Sean has the Eagles. Joe
Joe,
has a question here. What's your thoughts on Vaughn and a tight end from Michigan? Unfortunately for me, I'm really like those picks for you guys. We did just talk about Luke Shoemaker. I'm very high on him. He fits the bill for us Dallas Cowboys. Losing Schultz, yeah, you lost a lot of yards, 800 yards last year, 4 TDs. But Shoemaker fits the bill for it. He's a prototype blocker, and that tells me that Dallas is going to go to the run this year. They're going to run the play action, run, play action, and then it's going to be open. I love this pick.
Sully, I'm loving the Vaughn pick, Sully. I got to be honest. This kid, I watched highlights on this boy. He can run. He's fast. I'm just Kansas State. I'm excited. I'm very excited about this kid. I really am.
There you go. All right, well, Dave, let's get into something there. Let's talk about him.
There's my boy.
Joe Sullivan, perfect timing. Joe brought him up. Deuce Vaughn. Now, Dave, I want to say something.
I love the name.
Football show. Yep, we have a college football show at 8:00 on every Wednesday night. We'll have it right after the show. And very beginning of I think it was the first or second show. The panel and I said, "Give me your Heisman hopefuls," and I mentioned this kid right here, Deuce Vaughn. He was one of my Heisman Trophy candidates last year. This kid, not your big size.
No, but he hits the hole like no other. Kid's fast.
He has mobility. He has jump cuts. He has speed, and he has the vision to find the hole. To me, the only thing he's downfalling to me is a little bit of size. But this kid, Deuce Vaughn, incredible, especially sixth round, Dave.
It's so funny. I've heard people just telling me more about this kid Vaughn. And I'm like, the more I watch him, God, the kid, I'm impressed. I just haven't watched watching his highlights. My God,
Yeah, I love the kid. And Dave, let's talk about this story real quick. A lot of people that didn't see it, I wish I would have put the video on here. I didn't want to put it on there because it's copyrighted, the video there that they put on for Dallas Cowboys. But they let his dad make the call. His dad is
I saw that.
Cowboys of Fort Worth area in the college aspect. And I loved it when his dad picked up the phone and said, "Hey, son, what are you doing?" He's like, "Nothing, Dad." He's like, "How would you like to come to work with me next
You're coming to work with me,
yeah. Like, I would love that. That, to me, is what it's all about. We talked about on the draft show on Wednesday night, Dave. We talked about these kids, when they get accepted to the NFL, their dream comes true, their life changes. What better way than to have your dad call you and said, "Son, you've been drafted." That is the best feeling in the world.
It's a dream come true. I mean, his dad calls him, then he gets to talk to Jerry, then he gets to talk to Coach. I'll tell you, that made that kid's day. That's for sure.
Yeah, and he gets to stay home too. I mean, he's not far. Kansas State's not far from Dallas, so it's just a little car ride down to the big Fort Worth area. But Dave, I love this pick. I wish he had a little bit more size because Pollard's a very scat back too. We know Pollard can hit the hole. We can hit the hole with Deuce Vaughn and Pollard here. Now
that kind of tells me though that Zeke might come back for that. You know what I'm saying? Like they might sign. No, I'm just saying because we need a blocking running back to play. I'm thinking, but to me, that just tells me that you never know. Anything can happen. So go ahead.
And the other thing I love about Vaughn, he can pick up the block too. He's a little guy, but he's not afraid to hit that block, Dave. I mean, I've seen him stand up players that are defensive ends, safeties, linebackers coming in a gap. And he picks it up. I mean, he hears the call. He picks it up blindside.
Let that kid run, man. Let him go.
And the great thing is, Dave, I hope they utilize one thing with him. Kansas State was a run and gun team who ran a lot of running back screens. This kid can fly in the open field. I love this pick. I give it a B right now. The only downfall to me is his size, coming from the end to college to the NFL. Where you played in the Big 12 and you're coming to the NFL where, like I said, Dave, you have linemen that can run 4.5 speed. That's the only downfall that I see is a slack of power.
Last season, we didn't do many screens, if I recall. That wasn't. That wasn't not. They didn't do that very much. So I think this year they might do more of that with McCarthy. So we'll see.
Yep. Joe says Zeke or maybe a Kareem Hunt type guy. Yeah, I agree. That's exactly what my philosophy is. That's what I'm hoping as well. But, I mean, I love this pick, Dave. I'm going to give him a B right now because I think he's going to share time. And I think Pollard's going to be the 1, 2, 3 down back. I think Vaughn's going to Now,
B
what I'm
plus.
thinking, Dave, I'm gonna lay something out real early in the season. Okay, I think Deuce Vaughn is going to be our punt returner.
Oh, I like that. But you're taking away from what's
That's what
called
I'm
though.
hearing.
I don't know.
Who, Lamb? Oh,
No,
Turpin.
Turpin. Yeah,
I know. Well, hey, listen. Look,
that's a 1-2 punch if you think about it.
yeah, but you know what? I think Turpin's going to have a lot of time on this offense this year. I think he's going to get a little bit more time as well
Okay.
because the West Coast offense does a lot of quick slants,
Hmm.
and you can't cover Turpin one-on-one in a slant. So I think
This is
Turpin's going
true.
to get a lot more time in the wide receiver room. At least I'm hoping for,
Right.
honestly. But hey, listen, if Vaughn or Turpin can be in the punt returner position, I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with that.
So either one, you're okay. You're okay. Okay, you're either one. Okay, I got
I'm
you.
okay. I mean, Dave, I'm still waiting. I want Turpin to be the kick returner because of the fact that we talked about this for 17 weeks last year.
Hmm.
Every week, as soon as Turpin touches the ball, I jump out of my seat because I'm waiting for this kid to take it to the house.
We were all actually you, me, and Matt were all waiting for him to break one eventually. You know.
He
So
almost broke one. He almost broke one, but
he,
he got a shoestring tackle, and it was like a
mhm.
50-yard, almost like a 60-yard punt return. And I was just like, it's got to be Turpentine soon. So hey,
Yep.
I don't care who runs it back, but I love this pick. I'm gonna give him a B right now
Mhm.
because I don't know what he's going to be in the NFL, but based on size, that's the only thing I'm looking at. Based on size, I'll give him a B. I'll give him a B on
Gotcha.
size.
Okay.
Okay. Well, let's get into our last pick here, Dave. Jalen
Jalen
Brooks,
Brooks. Yep.
wide receiver, big speed coming off the outside. He can play slot. The only thing here, a lot of dropped balls.
Before you go there, with this kid, are you surprised we went like 7 rounds before we picked a wide receiver? I mean, seriously.
You know what, Dave? Not really. I mean, you think about it. You got CeeDee Lamb, of course, all world CeeDee Lamb. Okay, you got Gallup coming off the injuries, his second year
Right.
coming off. It's like
That
his
was my
sophomore year
concern,
with
though.
his
That
injury.
that was my concern with Gallup because that's why I figured we'd go wide receiver maybe a little bit earlier than 7. But go ahead.
Well, you remember we got Brandon Cooks too.
That's true. Good point. Good point.
You picked up Brandon Cooks from Texas.
Cooks.
In
Yeah.
basically the fifth round pick that we lost Amari Cooper for. We got
Right.
back with Brandon Cooks. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
fine with that. He's a burner. He's still a slot guy. He's an
Mm-hmm.
outside guy too. And plus, you got T.Y. Hilton coming off another young deal too, a very cheap deal too.
I don't. Did we sign him yet?
He's on the squad. He's nobody signed him, but they are going to sign him, is what I'm hearing.
Okay, I keep hearing his name, but I wasn't sure. Okay, go ahead.
Yep. So I mean, I'm happy with it. I mean, this wide receiver here. Yes, there was other wide receivers that I really wanted to go with in the fourth and fifth round, maybe. You know, I wanted to go the offensive tackle, Dave, but in the sixth round, seventh round, I needed a wide receiver. I think they kind of could have got a little bit better wide receiver than this one here.
You're not
The only thing is, I don't
you're
like.
not sold on this kid. Is what you're saying?
I'm not. I'm not. I mean, South Carolina threw the ball a lot, Dave, and he had a lot of drop balls last year. There was one play where Spencer Rattler, the quarterback for South Carolina, threw a deep, beautiful ball down the sideline. It was like a little hitch and go move. The kid burned the kid. I mean, he has speed. I'm not going to take away that. He burned him. The ball was in his hands. Dave, I could have caught the ball. You could have caught this ball. It was a walking touchdown. The ball hit him in the helmet.
Oh. Well.
Then he comes off the field, Dave, and then the next play, the next series, he drops a first down play that ball in his hands too. I don't know if it's a lack of confidence. I don't know, Dave. That's the only downfall I have with Jalen Brooks is his hands. That's it. Speed, yes. Yes, I love speed, but to me, it's just a little bit different for me where I see his hands, his pass catching.
Is he our Clifford Franklin? Is that what you're saying?
Listen, I don't know what you want to call him, Dave, but look, I'll tell you what. I just don't get him, Dave. I really don't.
Right.
I just don't get it, honestly. But
Well,
I love the draft, Dave.
Give him a chance. He might change. You never know. I mean, things might come around.
No, I agree. Let me ask you, Dave. Is there one position that we didn't address this year? What do you think?
Oh, I don't think so. I think we covered a lot, didn't we?
I think we did. I think we got a solid draft this year.
I think we did. I don't think we missed. I mean, we're covered with quarterbacks. We're good with that. Running backs, we look good. I don't think safeties. Maybe did we? Well,
No, I think we're good on safety. I mean, you got Donovan Wilson in the back. You solidified that with Donovan Wilson.
Right,
That I'm
D-Will.
fine with
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And then you got Curse coming back from the
Oh, we
injury
never.
too.
Well,
You got
do
Booker.
we have a kicker?
Well, Dave, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. The place kicker is Tristan Vizcaino, is who we have.
Yes, Vizcaino. Yeah, yes.
But
I did hear
Dave,
that.
we know, Dave, you can pick up a kicker in the off season. We know that. Hell, you can go to your
True.
local, soccer field and pick up a kicker. We know
Hey,
that. So it is what it is.
does money come back?
I don't think so. I think you know what, Dave? I'm not going to call him money. I'm not going to call him money. That's your name for him. But I'm not going to call him that. But I think we do grab a kicker somewhere in the offseason moves here, right before OTAs. I think we do sign a kicker because every team has 2 to 3 kickers in the beginning of the season, unless you have a solidified, like a Robbie Gold before then, something
Robbie,
like that.
right? Yeah.
Bandage guy, whatever his name was for the Patriots,
Yep.
whatever his name was, yeah. But I think we're going to pick up a kicker in the offseason. I'm not worried about that. The only position that I thought we would go after, Dave, honestly, is I thought, and Joe Sullivan brings it up here.
What's he say?
I thought you guys were going to go after Matt Dugan, the quarterback. I thought we were going to go after another quarterback. I really did.
Well, we're carrying 2 right now. Well, actually, we're carrying 3. Think about it.
Yeah, we are, but I mean, my thing was like Max Dugan is the type quarterback that can be a leader in the locker room, even though he's not going to be the voice of the team. We know that,
right.
But to me, he shows a lot of heart, and I think it would have been a solid pick. I think he did get picked. I forgot where he went. I think he went.
Yeah, he went. I remember the name. I don't remember where he went, but I remember.
Wasn't it Green Bay or somewhere? I forgot where he went.
Could have been.
Forgot where he got picked up, and it's a solid thing for him. I mean, I love this kid playing. The kid, there's no other quarterback in the college football that showed me so much heart than Max Dugan did last year. I mean, he put TCU on his back.
Yeah, I've heard his name mentioned many times. I didn't.
Just a Chargers. That's right, Chargers.
Oh, Chargers. See, Joe's all over it. Joe knows what's going on.
Exactly. And a lot of people actually, talk about Max Dugan last year. He lost, the big game. He didn't lose that game. It was his coach. Okay, his coach was the most idiotic person in the world who ran the stupidest play. You put the ball in your best player's hands, and they took it out of Max Dugan's hands on 2nd, 3rd, and 4th down. I don't want to hear it. Max Dugan's a winner to me.
Is this kid going to back up Herbert? Is that the deal?
Yeah, he's going to be a backup. I mean, he's going to be a clipboard. I don't think he can be a starter. I mean, his size is very limited. I mean,
right.
We heard all about Kyler Murray, who can't throw the ball over people's heads. You heard about Doug Flutie, players like that. His size is his bugaboo. His size is very small. He's very small. I think he's basically not even right around 6 foot, if that. But what takes away from that is his heart. This kid has so much heart. But I thought we were going to go after a quarterback, Dave. I mean, there was a quarterback that I really wanted. He went in the 4th round. He's a quarterback from UCLA, Dorian Tommy-Smith. That's BTR, Tom Robinson. That's who I wanted because I want a quarterback, even though we have Cooper Rush, very cheap, win us some games, manage games. I'm not worried about it. But I wanted a quarterback, Dave, who can come in and have the same playbook as Dak Prescott.
Gotcha.
That's what I wanted. I wanted a little bit more mobile quarterback.
Well, I mean, like I said, the only reason they have Cooper because Cooper knew their system. He's been with us a long time. Yeah.
And he came back cheap, very cheap too.
And he was cheap. It was cheap, very cheap deal. Yeah, that's true. That is correct.
Cheap, very cheap.
That is correct.
Well, Dave, you brought up a name. Let's talk about this name real quick, okay? We have our team. We have our roster. It's going to be down to 53. Who we keep is who we keep. We'll know that within like the 3rd week of the preseason. Basically, we'll know who we have. Our roster will be filled. But let me ask you, Dave, if Zeke's still out there, what do? Do you take a flyer? Because it's going to be a cheap deal, Dave. It's going to be cheap. It would be not getting 8 to 10.
If he's out there and nobody's taking him, I don't see why not. I mean, it can't hurt. He
and the good thing is, like, the thing is, I think it's going to be sitting out there until OTA start because, like I said, there's going to be teams that have injuries out there. We know that.
Sure.
It's going to happen. You're going to pull a hamstring. You're going to pull an Achilles. You're going to do something. Somebody's going to get hurt. And he's going to be on the top of the list because he is a veteran.
I keep hearing Dalvin Cook's name around the league. What is that? He's not leaving Minnesota, is he?
I don't know. I mean, my thing is like I can hear rumors all day until it's signed on a dotted line.
Right.
then I'll believe it when I see it.
Mm,
But if Zeke's out there, Dave, what would you give him? I mean, you're paying Pollard $10 million a year.
no,
Okay,
I would.
Deuce Vaughn's going to be on a rookie contract, not even $3 million for 4 years.
I was
So
thinking
you have the money.
2 or 3, cheap deal, 1 year. You know,
Do you think Zeke would come back for $2 million a year?
if nobody wants him, yeah, he will. If he needs the money, sure. I mean, I don't see why I wouldn't.
I don't think he's needing the money. I mean, he raped Dallas Cowboys.
I mean,
for,
he raped us. He raped us
$22 million a
big
year for
time.
4 years.
But I'm saying a 3.5 million deal, something like that. Nothing.
I can agree.
You know.
I think if he comes back cheap, I think it's a solid deal because Pollard's going to be the man. And the thing is, I want a insurance for Zeke. I'm sorry, for Pollard, because we don't know how Pollard's going to come back off that injury, Dave.
But
He might
as long
be
as
ready.
Zeke,
He says he's going to be injured.
but as long as Zeke knows his role that he's not the number one anymore, I'm okay with that. You know,
And I think he saw that last year too. I think the writing was on the wall last year. He's seen Pollard, how Pollard had more yards than him. Yeah, Zeke had the touchdowns, but who carried the load? What was a coin phrase that we had? Tony Pollard, you call it, he hauls it.
But if I want that if I need that 4th and 1 on the goal line, I don't see why not. Zeke is not a bad choice to me. That's just
no,
me.
I don't think he is either. I mean, you just can't pay him to be a 4th down or a goal line runner. You can't pay someone that big. I mean, if it's 2 to 4 million a year, I'm okay with it. I'd bring him back.
Like I said, I think 3.5 is fair. I just do. I mean,
I'm okay with that.
Okay, yeah, 3.5 for 1 year. I'm why not?
But I think he's gonna get picked up by another team. Honestly,
I think he is too. I really do. I don't know. I heard somebody offered him a 3-year deal. I don't know who it was, but
I didn't hear that.
Yeah. Well, I did. I heard a story like that, but I don't know. I don't know what team it was.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, is there any other position that you think we could address, though? I mean, what do you think? I mean, wide receiver, maybe. What do you think? I mean, we do have solid wide receivers.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Our tight ends are solid. Our running back is, quarterback is who he is. I mean, do we have a punter? We have a punter, right?
Brian Anger.
Yeah. Brian Anger. Yeah. I think we're good to go. If I'm missing something you're not, I don't know. But
my thing, Dave, only thing I want, honestly, I'm going to wait till OTAs because closer to July and August, where people report to training camp. I want to see how Pollard comes back. We know we're not going to see him in the preseason.
With coming off the injury and everything, it's going to be interesting to see. I agree with that.
That's what I want to see because honestly, I'm not cutting it with your boy Malik Davis and Rico Dowdy. I'm not cutting that. I'm not cutting that with them too.
Rico.
I just can't, Dave. I mean, you got to give me a little bit more than Malik Davis. You really do.
And I agree. I agree with that. I'm with you. But like I said, I mean, this kid Vaughn that we just picked up, and Pollard. It's I think we're going to be okay. And if Pollard comes off the injury, I think we'll be all right. I really do.
And the thing is, Mike McCarthy has to put Vaughn in a position to excel. He can't put him in an ISO 101. He's got to give him to spread the ball around, get off tackle, and use his speed because that's what Vaughn has is speed.
I keep hearing the West Coast offense. These kids have to learn it, right? I mean,
yeah. I mean, I don't think Vaughn's gonna have a problem with it because a West Coast offense was pretty much like a run and shoot. You're gonna spread the field, and it's gonna be your first option. It's a slant. It's a quick ISO to the outside. It's not a lot of deep routes. It's pretty much a 3-strike offense: 3-step, 1-step, 2-step, 3-step. When I coach up here, we don't run a West Coast offense, but we call a 3-7-9 offense. Your first inside receiver is A3, and it's very easy to call. Like with my little guys, we have 3 wide receivers, which I run and shoot, and I'll say, okay, we call it X, Y, Z, and it's X, Y, and Z. No matter how you line up, it's a little bit different from pro aspect, but I'll say X3, Y9, Z7. It'll tell you exactly how to go. 3-step drop, 3-step I'm dropping. You're running a 3, you're running a 7, you're running a 9. So it's like a spaced out offense is what we run. I think it's very easy to pick up. I really do. I don't think there's any problem with this.
I have 2 questions. I have 2 questions for you. My first question is: are you okay with the West Coast offense with McCarthy calling the plays?
Yeah, I mean, he pretty much ran it in Green Bay before. He really did. except for
Okay.
there was no running game involved, Dave. I mean,
Mm,
you really look at the running backs he had. He really didn't have a lot of running backs. I mean, he had his
true.
wide receivers. They could spread the field. I mean, he
Hmm.
had some great wide receivers. Of course, you have Aaron Rodgers, but he made if your quarterback can make the right read, Dave. If I'm sitting there playing quarterback, and that's what scares me with Dak
So
because
that
even with
was my
Steve
next
said
question. Can Dak adjust to the West Coast offense? That was my next question.
that's what scares me a little bit because we've seen glimpses of the last year where he threw the pick on the same
Right.
play back to back. Okay.
Right.
And when you run a West Coast offense, your center Baez and your quarterback Dak have to be on the same page. Okay.
Right.
They are the generals, just like you go back with the Jeff Saturday, Peyton Manning. You
Hmm.
know, that's what you have to have. You have to have that communication, two leaders on the field, same time. Quarterback calls the play. You know, Tyler Baez is calling out the line scrimmage. Okay, I have him. He's
Hmm.
coming. I pick him up. He's coming here. Mike linebacker's coming. Oh, the Jack linebacker's coming. He's dropping. He's dropping. Safety
Hmm.
coming. That tells Zach, okay, the line. Okay, Tyler Smith, you're picking up this guy. You got that guy. You got this guy.
Hmm.
We're shifting right. We're shifting left. That's going to leave the hot route on the left. Leave the hot route on the right. The back's coming out of the backfield. That's what
Hmm.
the West Coast offense is. That's my only downfall is if Dak can quick pick.
Well,
Because
we've
Dave,
talked about that before. We've said that before. Can Dak pick up the West Coast offense? And you said we both said that we think he could do it just fine. So I mean,
but my
but
thing is, okay, here's my thing. Okay, when Dak calls an audible, okay, we've seen Dak call the audible. Dak
Mhm.
lifts his leg up so high, like I think he's going to hit himself in the chin when he
He
lifts that knee
does.
up so
He
high.
does. Yeah.
And to me, West Coast, you can't do that. West Coast is a fast-paced offense that's going to take what the defense gives you.
Right.
Dak calls that audible, and he's sitting there calling the plays like he has like 80 seconds on the clock. You
Hmm.
know, he has to be a little bit more faster at the line of scrimmage to read what the defense is doing. Because if,
Gotcha.
like, I'll be honest with you, like the Eagles are going to scare me this year because
Hmm.
their front seven is fast, and when you play a West Coast offense, that linebacker and that front four is
Hmm.
what can kill a West Coast offense.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what's going to scare me. That I don't know if
Hmm.
he's going to be able to pick it up. I hope he does. If he does, it could be an offense that's going to put up 30 to 40 points.
That's what I was going to say.
It could be.
Can we be consistent like we were last year on the points board? Because man, we led the league in points on the board.
If you,
Yeah.
to me, Dave, I'll be honest with you. If we're looking at 35 to 40 points, let's say 30 to 40, no team's going to score 40 every game. We know that.
No, it's not
But,
gonna happen.
you know, an average team, if you put up 25 to 30, you could win games, okay?
Sure.
I think we're going to be around, I want to say maybe a 23 to 28 point weekly
Okay.
score because we're gonna start running that ball, Dave. I think we're going to run the ball a lot. For any fan out there to say we're going to light up the scoreboard, I don't think it's going to happen this
I
year.
don't think so either. I think yeah.
I
Yeah.
think we're going to run the ball a lot more. I think we're going to be a 50-50 balanced team. If the play action happens, then we're going to take our shots to Gallup,
Mm-hmm.
Brandon Cooks, Lamb in the middle. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I think. But I think we're going to isolate the run game a lot more. You know,
I
just by the basic picks that we have this year.
well, they kept saying McCarthy kept saying we're run the ball. We're going to run the ball this year. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I want to see that. I want to see that. I mean, I want to see what he does with Pollard this year. But you know, we'll see. Only time will tell. Eileen checking in. How you too? Hey, Eileen, thank you for checking in.
Hey, Eileen, how are you?
Now, I do have a question for Eileen. Okay.
A question for Eileen.
I know this is a cowboy. I know this is a cowboy show here, but I just want you to tell me: is there anyone else from the Green Bay Packers that Aaron Rodgers wants to bring over? Because today Randall Cobb went there today.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw he signed a 1-year deal with the Jets.
So, is there anyone else over there? I mean, does he have a connection with the water boy that makes his Gatorade a certain way? What does he want? What does Aaron Rodgers want next from Green Bay?
Well,
I don't know.
What Aaron Rodgers wants, Aaron Rodgers gets. You know,
that's something that's crazy, and it's like you talk about people in the NFL, Dave, that have this ability to demand. Okay, Aaron Rodgers is that son of a bitch that can demand what he wants.
Let's just be happy he's out of the NFC. That's what I'm excited about. He's gone. See ya.
Very true.
Stay with the Jets.
I don't know how many times I've called Rodgers the wrong name, and it was on purpose, calling him a explicit name because he's killed us.
He's a Jet.
Yes. Thank you for going to the AFC. I appreciate you there.
Yep.
Really do. If we see you one day, we see you one day. That's fine with me. But I don't have to see you anymore in the NFC. I don't have to see you. I'm glad.
Wearing that Green Bay outfit, yellow jersey, and see ya.
I know you talked about, Dave. I know you talked about, we talked about this on the last episode we did. why he didn't take 12. He took number 8.
I was shocked on that.
It's respect.
Well, Namath said he could have it. Namath didn't bother him. So I was surprised he didn't.
Yeah, I mean, to me, okay, you've already cemented your history in Green Bay. You're the best number 12 ever to play the game there. We know that. But when you go to Jets and you play Broadway Joe, Joe Namath being number 12, I give respect to Aaron Rodgers. He didn't take the jersey number. I think it was just a respect issue. I really do.
It's tough, like I understand why he didn't do it, but I think I would have done it to honor Joe. You know what I'm saying? Like I would have, that's just me.
I don't know. I don't know if he could. I don't know if I would do that.
I mean, it's not like Joe.
That's just like okay, Dallas Cowboys. You get this new quarterback coming in. Let's say Mac Dugan came in and he was solidified NFL starter, and he said, "Only way I'm coming is if I get number 8."
Okay.
I mean, to me, it's just like okay. To me, it's like I'm better than Troy Aikman, so I'm taking number 8.
I get it. So, I understand, but yeah, I know.
I don't know. To me, I don't listen. To me, I don't care what number you wear. Who cares about numbers?
You're not in the NFC anymore. I don't care.
That's the thing. I don't care. You're not in NFC. You're not in NFC. We don't have to see you unless we do play you guys. But
I think we might see them this year. I think we just might. I've heard that.
You're already calling that?
I think I heard that somewhere along the line. The Cowboys.
You heard it, but you heard that? But are you feeling that?
Yeah, I am actually. I am. I think we do see him along the line. I think we do.
Wow.
Well, the schedule comes out next Thursday, so I think we see the Jets somewhere along the line.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were going to talk about Super Bowl, Dave. I'm like,
no. I meant during the regular season. During the regular season, I didn't say that. No, I'm just saying we do see them along the line. We can't get rid of them. We still have to see them during the season. So.
Yeah, because I was going to say, damn, Dave has a crystal ball. I might as well.
No. I wasn't going that direction. I was just going regular season. I wasn't.
Okay. All right. So, Dave, let me ask you. We got about 5 minutes before we get out of here. Let me ask you one question real quick. And I want the honest truth from you. Okay.
Go ahead.
Dave, who are your top 2 players on this team right now?
On this team? Wow.
Team right now.
I have to say CeeDee Lamb's got to be number 1 to me.
Okay.
That's no question. CeeDee Lamb is he's a stud. Number 2. Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm gonna go with the cornerback we just picked up from Buffalo.
You're putting him that high, Gilmore?
Yeah, I think so. I think
he's gonna have him over Parsons. You're putting him over Parsons.
Yeah, Parsons. Yeah, I know. It's tough. I know, but. Okay. Maybe I went a little too high on that. I'll go Micah Parsons. I'll say Micah Parsons, definitely.
I was going to say you took a player over Parsons that hasn't even took a snap of the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, I get it, but the kid's a stud on the other. I mean, he's a good corner. He's good.
He's a good corner. A lot of people don't understand that. He doesn't have to be the true number 1.
No,
that's what you don't understand.
But I think, Micah is the obvious pick, but this, But okay, I'll say Parsons and Lamb are my 2 favorites. I'll go with that.
Okay.
That's fair.
The last question I have for you before we get out of here, Dave, we're going to talk about our sponsors real quick. We'll talk about them back to back.
Go for it.
My last question to you is: who this year, Dave, one player on the whole 53-man roster needs to change a 180 from last year to get us to the promised land? What one player needs to do this from last year to this year?
A 180. It's got to be Dak. It's got to be Dak.
I agree.
It's got to be Dak. It's got to be Dak. There's no other way that we look at it. I mean, Dak has got to get us past that second round. We got past the first round this year. We beat Brady, which was great, but we got to get over that hump. I mean, come on, 2 years, San Francisco 49ers, 2 years in a row, we've lost to them guys.
I agree.
Yeah, it's Dak. It's Dak.
I agree with you 100%. I think it's Dak this year. He has to do a 180 from last year. Yes, we know he can throw the ball. He can throw the rock anywhere he wants. But you got to make the right decisions, Dave. Just like I spoke earlier.
Limit the interceptions from last year.
Yes.
Do what you know. Don't play scared, which I know because the injury and everything. But like I said,
I don't want to use the injury as an excuse. I mean, with the West Coast offense, that's what scares me. We've seen last year where he was.
See, I think the thumb had a lot to do with it. I think the thumb had a lot to do with it last season. That's why, because he couldn't throw the ball. He couldn't grip it.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
Dave, but that thumb's not going to make you throw the same play twice to the same position player and have almost a pick six right away.
Well, that's not. I don't think that's him though. That was offensive coordinator. Anybody?
Oh, that was clearance. That was clearance bread, dollar store moldy bread. Kellen Moore.
Absolutely. I mean, I think so. Don't you?
I agree. That's one thing I want to see this year. I want to see how we look on offense this year with the new design, the West Coast offense. I want to see it. And to me, the thing is, you have to put Dak in a position, and that you have to work with him with this West Coast. Like I said, Dave, you heard many a times when we talk off the air. Me coaching offense up here. My quarterback throws the ball a lot, and I have my 4 assistant coaches on playing linebacker, and my quarterback looks down, takes a snap, and he has 3 seconds to find the green flag for one of my coaches, and that's who he has to throw the ball to within 3 seconds. And we flip him like this. We flip him back and forth. So he has to constantly look, and it's not just in front of you; it's left, right, middle. So you have to look for the right flag. If you see a red flag, you drop. You look for the green flag, and you throw it right away. That's what Dak needs to do. He needs to work on his progression and his ability to see the field.
This is his 7th year. This is his 7th year with us. You realize that? 7 years.
I mean, 7th year. I think. Yeah, he's put up yardage, Dave, but I think 7 years in this system, he should have a little bit more grasp of what we're doing here.
I agree. Totally.
But given the fact, Dave, that you went from Clapper to Kellen Moore, okay, I'll give you a little bit of leeway there. I want to see what Linehan does this year with this offense. I want to see what we do.
Does Shanahan going to have anything to do with this offense? You think? I mean,
Schottenheimer? You mean?
Did I say Schottenheimer? I meant Schottenheimer. Sorry, that's what I meant. Wrong guy. Sorry, guys. Yeah, Schottenheimer. Do you think he's going to have a lot to do with this being the coordinator, or is it going to be all McCarthy?
I think it's going to be. I want to say like a 70-30. I think he's going to be like an advisor. Schottenheimer's going to be more of an advisor. It's going to be McCarthy because he's the head chief. We know that.
Well, yeah, I get that, but I mean, do you think like Schottenheimer's going to like mention suggest things and McCarthy goes with it? I mean, okay.
I agree with Sean's checking it. He says Maxie Smith is a beast. I agree with that. I agree 100%. Mozzie Smith.
Mozzie. What's up, Sean?
Sean also says, yeah, you have to put injuries behind you and play solid. You agree? I agree. I mean, that's the thing with Dak. I mean,
sure.
Yeah, he had a bad wheel last year. We know that his running is not there. But man, listen, we've seen quarterbacks come and throw the ball. I mean, I don't understand, Dave, where he can roll out the pocket, throw a perfect ball, and then next play throw it over the head of somebody to the girl in the third row.
Yeah,
that's what
true.
I don't want to call it the injury thing. I think it's more of a mental issue. We talk about. I'm never going to say he's like a Carson Wentz. I'll never say that ever.
No.
I think there is a mental situation there where, to me, as a quarterback, Dave, you have to have short-term memory. Okay. I think if you throw a bad ball, you come back in next series, you forgot about that. Next series, you're a new player. He doesn't have that.
Dak with protection, he's so much better. He just is. I mean, if he has the weapons,
Dave, you know what? This is a make or break with you this year. I mean, you went out and got Brandon Cooks, okay? You got Lamb, you got Gallup.
No excuses, Dak. No excuses this year. You got to go. Do it.
No excuses. And I think we have him for another, 3 years? And listen,
I believe so. Yeah.
You have him for 3 years. I mean, now it's time to shut up or put up. It's time for you, man. It's time,
I agree.
You're getting $45 million a year for what?
Well, Dak is the backup.
Go ahead, what's that?
That's Dak is longest reigning quarterback in the NFC East right now. So
yeah, but there's other quarterbacks out there that's been in the league 2 years and already made it to a Super Bowl. Already?
I'm saying, being with the same team though, not going anywhere else. Yeah,
but my thing is, Dave, you're going to pay a guy $45 million who can't get you over to the hump. Okay. Yes, we talked about getting to the playoffs. We win a playoff game. We can't get to the NFC Championship game 2 years in a row. We missed out on that. But then you have a guy that comes in. A wah-wah bagger, I call like the Philadelphia quarterback. Sometimes they're backups. He comes in and goes 4-1. Cooper Rush.
It's funny. It's funny. I know Dak only has 2 playoff wins, but the two quarterbacks he did go against were Russell Wilson and Tom Brady, and he won both of them. So that does say something.
But I don't care who you beat, Dave. You know how I am. We joke around, we argue, and we have fun with it all the time.
Right. I just think it's funny is Russell Wilson and Brady, the 2 wins he has under his belt.
Yeah, but I need more than just a win. I need that trophy, Dave, because it's been 27 years.
I know.
Dave, it's hard for me to wake up in the morning and put my pants on. That's how old I'm getting here. And by the way we've been playing, man, I might never even see a 6th trophy. You know what I mean?
You will. You will.
All right. Well, you heard it here first. Dave said, before I die, we're going to have a Super Bowl championship trophy for the Dallas Cowboys. All right.
You will.
Dave, I hope I live to be 100 then, brother.
You will.
Well, live to be 100 or what?
No, you'll both. You'll see both.
I don't know what's going to come first, Dave. Living to 100 or
I'll tell you, I need some of that monkey cold coffee. So you better just go to that right now because I'm losing it right now.
You know what, Dave? Exactly. You know what, Dave? That's perfect. That's what we need right here. Let's talk about it. Guys, if you're in the mood for some coffee, join the cult, monkeycoldcoffee.com. Give them a call. Sign up to them. Use the promo code OOTB Sports at the register, 10% off. New coconut rum just hit the market last week. Incredible. I have a bag for it. As soon as you open the bag, it's just like a moment, like one of those Hallmark moments where you smell it. Bourbon chocolate chip, toasted coconut rum. Once again, join the cult, monkeycoldcoffee.com. Use promo code OOTBS Sports at the register. Get 10% off. Also, if you need a lawyer, give my man a call. Jason Fine, Attorney Big Al, 1-800-HURT-123. Motor vehicle slip and fall, workman's comp, personal injury claims. We have it all. 3 offices in the Cherry Hill, New Jersey area. Philadelphia, Suite 2120, 1628 GFK. And also, you can give him a call at 267-962-4895 directly. Wake him up anytime. Talk about any claim you want. Or you can give me a call personally here, 267-303-7324. I actually cover the Pittsburgh area. So if you need a free consult, give us a call anytime, anywhere for injuries. Also, this was one dear to our heart here, of course. We have Ken Fry, one of the coaches for the Not Your Average James softball team. The River James were formed in 2019 out of Crescent, PA. They're also looking for donations to help for travel costs, equipment for the upcoming year. As Ken and I were talking, some of these things, Dave, as you know, softball tournaments can be $500 up to $1,000 in travel sometimes. And the cost of baseball, softballs are like $100 I heard for knockoff base softballs from China. It's insane. So listen, if you can donate, please out there, give Ken Fry a call. He's the host of the Bat Cave and also Vegas Sports Scene Wednesday at 10 a.m. and Saturday at 10 p.m. Reach out to him if you can donate $1 or $5, whatever you can do. It goes a long way. We greatly appreciate that as well. His family here, so we also do that. And last but not least, guys, here's our schedule. We have something for everybody. Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Wednesdays 3 times on Wednesdays. Good Lord.
Wow.
Thursdays twice, Fridays once, and Saturdays. We are going to be having a couple of other shows coming up in after June. We're going to be talking about it. We are going to have an NFC roundtable coming up. And we're also going to be doing myself. I'm a big Notre Dame fan. So preseason, I'm going to be doing a college football show on my own. Talk about all Notre Dame pregame and postgame. So guys, please out there, if you like what you hear, subscribe to what you see, please. It's free. It's easy. One click does it all. So please, that's all we ask you to do is just subscribe out there to our channel, OTBS, on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter, man. So, Dave, we have a comment out there. Let's talk about it real quick. Ken Fry, as we just spoke about Ken Fry here. He says, "What's up, fellas?
What's up, Big Kenny, baby? The Bat Cave, baby."
Now, Ken says, Cowboys are the Booker T of football. Five-time champion, the Spinner Rooney.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Listen, I'm not a big wrestling fan, Dave, but if I feel the same way here because Booker T, I used to watch old school wrestling. I used to love that, that thing he did in the Spinner Rooney.
The Spinner Rooney.
But to me, there's no chance in hell that he's ever going to win a 6th championship. That's the way I feel being a Cowboys fan sometimes.
I hear you. Hang in there. I'm just hanging in there. That's all I'm doing.
Eileen's laughing. She says, LOL, Ken. Yep. Oh, Lord, good Lord. Ken Fry said, can you see Jerry Jones doing the Spinner Rooney?
Oh, my God. I can. That'd be great. That would be great. Maybe next year.
Dave, I think that old dude, if that old dude got on the ground, I could hear a knee popping, a heart attack.
Hey,
Okay, just waiting to happen. Honestly,
Jerry, Jerry's Jar. That's all I can say.
don't put it past Jerry. Jerry, if we tweet that out, Jerry will probably do it. Just
He'd probably do it just to help. He probably would. He probably would.
That would be Jerry Jones for the hell of it.
Yeah.
But Dave, before we get out of here, man, let me. I didn't put the banner up here, but give me your final thoughts real quick. Give me a minute of your final thoughts for the Dallas Cowboys.
Final
After our
thoughts.
draft, you see what we do. Yep.
I'm happy with the draft. I think we did really well. I'm looking forward to the season start. My God, OTAs are soon, aren't they? Aren't they soon?
Yeah, coming up in a little bit later. Yeah, coming up.
Yeah, I thought they were.
Not sure the exact date yet. Mm-hmm.
Stay positive, Cowboy Nation. Stay positive. We have a lot. We have a lot going on, and our draft was very good this year, and we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine.
I hope
That's
so.
all I got.
Dave. I hope so.
Mm-hmm.
All right, mine is pretty much exactly what Dave said. I love our draft. Not the big names that everybody wanted to see. Not your average, top 10 name player. But this is a positional draft that we did well in. We went out and got our needs. So I'm very happy with this draft.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to see him pan out. Just like last year, we got a lot of unknown players that picked up their pace, played. Deron Clark, third in the defensive player, rookie of the year. I'm fine with that. I want to see us continue to do what we need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Get to OTAs positive, confident, healthy is the thing. And my thing is every year, I like to say it, 27 years and counting, but two things, finish the fight, prove me wrong, and quest for 6 is all I'm going to say. So
compete with those pigeons from Philly. That's what we need to do.
I didn't say the pigeons. I didn't say the pigeons.
So we got to compete with those pigeons from Philadelphia. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's all good. It's all good. They did.
They had a great
draft. Congrats to the Eagles. They had a really good draft this year. Are they the Eagles, the Bulldogs? What team are they? I don't even know. And they keep changing their name. I don't know.
My thing is, look, if you want the best, you go get the best. So I guess they did the best name-wise. They got the
best. They get five guys. They get 5 guys from Georgia. Is that right? Did I read that right? 5 guys.
I think it was 4. They got Kelly Ringo. Yeah, they got Eli Ricks from Alabama. So they stayed pretty much in the SEC.
I was going to say they sure did. They sure did.
Yeah, but hey, listen, what you draft is not what you put on the field. So
that's really true. Good point. Good point.
My thing is that you draft, you position the players, you draft them, you let them play, you build them. You can go out and get the best players. If they don't see the field, it ain't going to make you any better. So
no, I agree.
You know what I mean? So Dave, we'll be back next Wednesday at 6:30. Matt will be joining us. We might be on a little bit later, depending on how Matt if he shoots a 300.
That bowling guy, I'll tell you, Mr. Bowler over there.
Exactly. So my name is Paul Spencer, and that's Cowboy Dave Yarnell. We'll be back next Wednesday night and 6:30 p.m. talking about some more Cowboy Nation. Hope we get some more breaking news. Not breaking ankles or anything out there, but breaking news to help us. So myself, Paul Spencer, Cowboy Dave. We'll see you next Wednesday night, 6:30. And also,
go boys! See you guys.
College Football Frenzy will be on in about 20 minutes, so stay tuned for that. We're talking NFC East, so we're going to keep it in the family here. I'm going to represent the Cowboys tonight. I'm going to hold my own tonight against the guys. Sean Kilrain, Dan Connor, and Joe Sullivan will be joining us. Everybody's going to be shitting, having fun on that NFC East. So guys, we'll see you next week. For myself, Dave, and myself, Paul, we'll see you next week.
Go boys. See you guys.